Welcome in, everybody, to the Midwest Dynasty Kings Podcast. We are back once again, bringing you guys, like we always do, the dynasty level fantasy football news, specifically within our league. I'm your host, Nolan,
I'm Kaleem. What's going on?
and we're going to do just a quick recap of the season. I know that we took a little hibernation, but now we're back, right? Um, But quick recap, the both of us did not win the championship.
Right.
Let's just get that out the way. That was
hmm
just let it be known. But I think that we did make some pretty good strides throughout the year, specifically towards the end of the year for sure. Uh you know, I didn't win a whole lot of games, but I think I got used to like the dynasty level of it now.
Yep. Yeah, it takes a little getting used to. I know my team. I kind of drafted differently. Yeah, a bunch of younger team members for me. So I know it's gonna take a little time for them to gel, but I like the direction my team is going. I know we'll start diving into it a little bit, but excited to see where the league dynasty is going for us.
Yeah. Yeah, so the champions in our league actually, let me look. Let me double check it. Uh the champions in our league is Jet 2 Holiday.
Yep.
They ended up winning by point .10 at that.
Super crazy.
Such a
Mhm.
slight margin.
Yes.
You only see that like on
Yes.
social media, but we
Right.
had it in our league. That's crazy.
Yep. No stat corrections. No people made jokes in the chat about it. Like, hey, just hold your breath. Maybe a stat correction. You may not get it, but it wound up working out.
That that's true. You know, that does happen. Those stat corrections, they hurt people's feelings sometimes.
Yep.
And then we had the bottom of the barrel, which our very own Kaleem, he was in that game.
hmm
Uh, Fortunately enough, he won, so he did not get the last or the worst team in the league, I should say.
Right.
So
But
if you want to walk us through, if you were feeling anything in that game, or did that game really mean anything to you, because it wasn't for any kind of, I guess, bragging rights or.
yeah. I kind of I was watching it. I was still doing the trades. I mean, not trades, rather the lineups. But I just kind of put it out my mind. I didn't want the toilet bowl championship in the regards. I was just kind of looking forward to what the next, rolling in the next season, what the lottery looks like, getting ready for the 2026 draft class.
Yeah. So it was a very it's a very interesting year. But
hmm
yes, this upcoming season I think is going to be. I think everybody now is getting an understanding, even though a lot of people have already been playing Dynasty, because the winner of the league was it their first time playing Dynasty?
No. He's played Dynasty before. He's actually in
Okay,
another league that we're in as well. So yeah, he actually pretty familiar. It's been a few years now. I think we might have started right before COVID. So much time has passed. I'm trying to remember, to be honest. It was either
okay,
right before COVID or right after. Trying to remember. But yeah, it's been a few years.
okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so we're I feel like now we're in it because now that the season is over with, now that everything's kind of settled, the champion's the champion. Congratulations, all that jazz.
hmm
Now we're moving on to next year. You know, with a lot of trades happening, a lot of wheeling and dealing. Uh, I
hmm
see uh, I see a couple of it. Let's see if I could look at these transactions. Uh,
I think the latest trade I think was Legend, H Flash,
yeah,
and Wolf. I'm not mistaken, with 3283, they did a trade. That was probably the latest trade that we had,
Yeah,
involving Drake London. I have to go back and see, but yeah, it seemed like it worked out for both
yeah.
parties.
I saw it was like Drake London, and then the they got 2 draft picks, right?
hmm Let me, yes, yep,
Yes,
yep. So
so
yeah,
that's
we
a
did
solid.
that.
I think I
It worked for both, it seems. They both kind of happy with that.
yeah.
Uh,
I was gonna say that it seemed like a very solid trade.
hmm
I, I think it's a win-win for both. So,
Yep.
but yeah, for those of you who have been listening and then who are now jumping back into it, um, this is my first time in a dynasty league. Kaleem is he is the expert, as they say. He definitely knows what he's doing. Has a lot of wheeling and dealing. Um, with that being said, I have the first pick in the upcoming draft, so that should tell you how my season went, or how the luck of the draw, I guess.
Oh yeah, that's
Kind
true.
of
Yeah.
went for me.
Yep. Yep. And
Because
then right behind you, I can't
I
tell
could
you
have
too
just
much.
yeah, Kaleem has that second pick, but I feel like it's still luck of the draw. We both could have got really terrible like draft picks, and also played terrible like throughout the season. So I feel
hmm
like getting the first and second pick is kind of one of those things where it's like it's giving us a chance to kind of reset, or to kind of figure out like what we want to do, how we want to trade, if we want to trade, who 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 we're potentially going to draft, right? Because there's a couple players that have declared already, and there's some players
hmm
that have already said, "Hey, I'm not coming out this year." I think the biggest notable player was Odu from Oregon. He announced that he was coming back next year.
Yes.
I
Yes.
don't blame
Yes.
him.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I would hate to be on the Jets. So
Right. Right. And it's funny that's starting to be a trend, a pattern. Like especially quarterbacks, they seem like they're really ducking when there's those certain organizations.
but
The
yeah,
Jets, prime example, don't want to play for them,
yeah,
and then it gets real funny or tricky the next following season because you know that team maybe potentially still there to pick you. Unless the Jets just really turned it around, but it's just one of those things you kind of roll the dice on. So we'll see what happens.
yeah. Or as a college player, I get the NIL plays a huge factor because you get that money still. But then you going back, and let's say you don't do as well, and then your draft
hmm
stock it drops, right? But they got
Yep.
NIL, so I think for them they're not looking at it like, oh, my stock, even if my stock drops to to second round, like
hmm
I'm still getting paid in college. Like I don't need the NFL right now.
Yep.
So I think
Yeah.
that's another thing
Yeah.
that probably
That
factors in.
yeah. That NIL is real. It changed the game for a lot of things. So people got different priorities now, got options with the money involved. So I get it.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, let's see. I got first, you got second. Let's see what so like I've been thinking about trading my pick
hmm
to be honest, just to see, or just to kind of put it up there just to see like what I could get for that first pick, and see what people are actually willing to give up for it. I mean, I have a couple players in mind that, I would just want to solidify,
Yep.
but I do know that there are other teams that want that first pick because they have the same idea. They want a certain player, and they would
hmm
love to have that player, but let's just say I ended up taking them. I mean, they're gonna have to go with their second option. Nobody wants to go with their second option when it comes
Yep.
to drafting anything.
Yeah, absolutely. Me being second pick right behind you. Uh, I know it's the top three receivers. behind the seems like the consensus number one, the Jeremiah Love discussion. But it's a trick bag with the next three with receivers. You got Jordan Tyson, Makai Lemon, and Carnell Tate. So I have one in particular that I want. Look like I'll be good to go to get him. Bearing some crazy situation that you trade out, the person gets number one pick, they switch it up completely. At that point, I'll gladly take Love. If they decide to go receiver for whatever reason, that's no problem with me. But I'll see. It really depends on where the receivers get drafted too. So gotta wait. But more than likely, I
Yeah,
think I know who I want to get. So we'll see how it goes.
yeah. And I was thinking that too. So what I was thinking was drafting Jeremiah Love and
Hmm.
leveraging that just to see what picks I could get for the next up upcoming years for Jeremiah Love after already drafting him. So kind of using my pick and then trading him instead of just trading
Hmm.
the pick itself, because then that
Yeah.
can in my head that'll kind of guarantee like what I want to do moving forward in that same draft.
Hmm.
I don't want to trade my first pick and then they end up picking the person that I should have just got because they got him now with that first pick.
Right.
And now I'm
Right.
stuck having to figure out, who I'm going to draft because I gave up my number one spot thinking the player that I want is going to be there, but the person I just traded him to doesn't need a running back. They don't need that,
Yep.
what I'm saying? Like they don't need a certain position. So they end up drafting the player that I want and now I'm stuck.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of big
Yeah.
options.
You're in a good spot though. I think it's a win-win for you. You trade back 101. I don't think it's really going to change. Regardless of who gets one, it's going to go Love. So I guess you just use that to your advantage. I don't think there's any more competition. So I think it's win-win. You draft them, you trade them, or you trade the pick. I think you cool either way. Um, I think you're just in a good spot regardless.
So so you think Love is like one of those kind of like must have players?
Yeah, because I think it's yeah. Just because top prospect running backs are hard to come by, it don't happen all the time. I feel like you just gotta take them when they come. It doesn't.
I mean,
I
I
just
mean,
think
they
that that's you know, especially a top first round running back. Let me say that at least. If you know he's gonna
yeah,
go in the first round, which it sounds like from discussions, um, you just gotta do it. Every top first
yeah,
round running back that comes, they at least produce some type of, you don't see too many busts in the first round. That's all, running back wise. All the other positions you
yeah.
see it, but running back, you're gonna get some usage. You know.
It's just like Genty. Like Genty last year, I think I was questioning Wolf. I was like, man, like why
Yeah, yeah,
why go like why go Genty? Like you had all
yeah,
these other
yeah.
players, why go Genty? And he
Hmm.
definitely broke it down very well as to why you get that running back when you can early. Because now you don't have to worry about a top running back because he's already on your team now. He's already established.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
already there.
yeah,
Yeah, he was a
yeah.
rookie. Yeah, he didn't have like the best rookie year, but now
Hmm.
he is going to more likely get better. And if he is a decent workhorse as a running back, you don't have to
Hmm.
go drafting another running back. You don't have to worry about that time, that slot, that age, all that stuff. I mean, he's only going to be second year in, so it's like I get it. I mean, I get the understanding. It's just hard for me to sit there and be like, I'm gonna get Jeremiah Love, and then if he doesn't do well, I'm like, dang, I could have got so and so. Like
Hmm.
as far as running back goes. But now, like, getting that clear cut running back, it's definitely key. And like, who knows? Like, I may, uh, if I could trade my first pick to potentially get a Christian McCaffrey, to potentially get
Hmm.
a Saquon Barkley. I know they could be on that downslide, but at the same time,
Hmm.
they're still prime running backs. I mean, there's other running backs out there too that I feel like that are um, good running backs that are going to do great, but I feel like people are not moving them. Like you got old buddy from the Chargers, Amari Hampton.
Oh, right. Yep. Yep. Yeah. I
He's
know he
gonna be
has some
solid.
injuries. Yeah, I know he has some injuries, of course, year one. but again, he was the first round pick. They're gonna keep using him, you know. I got a little nervous seeing Kamani Vidal come in behind him once he got hurt, and he was just playing amazing. And I was like,
He
oh,
was balling out.
I should have handcuffed him. I didn't bother. He was in free agency. I didn't bid on him. I'm like, I'm not about to waste. I don't know how long, you know. It's a kind of what if he comes in, he
Yeah,
could just be a filler. I just kind of left it alone. And of course, the time I don't do it, he balls out. But I'm still okay. You know, I'm still cool with it. You just gotta play the long game. You know, dynasty. I know that's such an adjustment. Redraft versus dynasty. You know, you be ready to win now. It's redraft. It's the 1 year. You're by your basis, but you sometimes you just gotta be cool. You gotta pick your spots. Know when to, you know, when to hold and when to fold. You know, it's poker. You know how
that's
they say.
true. And
Yeah.
uh, I'm I'm hoping to learn that now because you know, the players that I drafted, I think I mentioned it before. The players that I drafted, I was in that redraft mode, that mindset,
Mhm.
and then after the fact, now I'm like, dang, like I got some good players, but are they gonna be? Are they gonna help me in the future, or am I just
Mhm.
gonna hold on to these guys because I'm holding on to some redraft kind of mindset with like holding on to like Lamar Jackson. Like don't get me wrong, Lamar Jackson, top quarterback, but like do I need a top quarterback right now? Like I don't.
Right.
You know, I
Yeah.
don't need that right now. He's great to have, but I know that now that we're in this dynasty mode, I could potentially use other players that I would
Mhm.
100% need compared to a quarterback right now.
Do you want to kind of dive in a little deeper with that? You know, letting it be known that you did put Lamar Jackson officially on the trade block, and you know,
I
what
did.
offers coming back if anything. You know, you don't have to give it deep details. You know what I'm saying? But I thought you know we should address. You know, that's a star player you put up there. So.
Oh yeah. I did put Lamar on the trading block, and I feel like for some people, the moment I did that, it was like a it was like a it was like a shock, you know. It's kind of like how John Harbaugh getting fired is like whoa, you know,
Right. Right.
like
Right. Right. Right.
it's that big shock. It's like that shock value. So yeah, he's on the
Mhm.
block. I've had a couple offers. I actually just reached out to a couple people, seeing if those offers are still pending. Because the
Mhm.
moment that I put him on the block, it was before the holidays. I was wanted to kind of have him out there, and I did get a little bit, but I was like, hey, let me think it over, right? I don't want to jump the gun. I want to make sure,
Mhm.
um, you know, I'm viewing all the offers. I'm fielding all the offers.
Mhm.
I didn't just want to get the first offer out there. You know, I wanted people to kind of get that chance to see if they need a quarterback. You know, if they need Lamar Jackson, if they needed somebody like that, like, hey, he's here available. Um,
Mhm.
I'm I'm surprised I haven't had anybody ask me uh, about Amin Ra.
Yeah.
Um, he's not on the block, but I like to say that every player is it can be up for sale for the right price.
I got you.
There isn't anyone that I'm totally I'm totally handcuffed to. So, but he's not on the block, so it's not like I'm trying to get rid of him. He is a solid player. Uh, but I feel like Lamar Jackson, I could definitely get a lot out of him um, with the right offer, with the right
Yeah.
offer coming from
Yeah.
certain people. So I know I'm pretty sure the league probably knows the one person who probably reached out to me. He's a Ravens fan. He's a Lamar Jackson fan. We all know who that person is. So
Yes. Yes. Yes.
uh,
This goes without
you
saying.
know,
I'm
you know,
not surprised.
yeah, I wasn't like the he was the first person actually, and that's when I was like, man, like that's quick. I was like, I just put him on the block, like
Oh, you just got the
so, but it's all
notification.
good. Yeah.
Shout out. I
So
guess a
yeah,
little mini shout out. You know, meet me in the end zone, aka Atrocious Lemon. It goes without saying, but I'm just going to give him a shout out anyway. Yeah. Uh,
yeah.
Eight is his guy, so I'm very not surprised at all.
Yeah, and I feel like around the league, you know, people wouldn't be surprised because that's probably who he was going after, and the fact that I snagged him up and really wasn't trying to
Hmm.
get rid of him at all during the season. Uh, he wasn't interested. But the moment that he saw that trade block, that trade block message come across, he was itching for it. So,
Yep, 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 yep. He's
but
actually to roll into that, I know I spoke about earlier before our hiatus about Brian Thomas Jr. And again, the choice
you
lemon was
did,
the one I wound up trading. I was very on edge about it, but I wound up trading for BTJ, gave him away to Atrocious Lemon for a 2027 first round pick. So, that's the only time will tell. I don't know what that's going to come about. BTJ could have just had a bad year, go crazy again like he did rookie year, or that 2027 first round pick could be a wonderful, amazing pick for me. So, we kind of got to see how that goes. But yeah,
yeah.
we
So
got
that
good
that was
stuff
so. What was
cooking.
going through your mind with that trade? Because I was a little shocked. I personally was a little shocked. I couldn't believe that that trade happened specifically for so far in the future pick. I figured like it was
Hmm.
going to be more of a if you're going to go that far out, you were going to get more for
Yeah,
that
yeah,
particular person. But
yeah. Well, a couple things. Well, one, I was kind of hedging my bets. I have BTJ in my other dynasty league. Decided I'm gonna hold him there, and then I'm like, okay, well, let's see what I can get and trade him. I didn't want to keep all my eggs in one basket, so I figured I'll trade him, see what value I can get, and then just get ahead of the game in terms of the next draft class, and then just kind of go from there. So that's really the main. That was the main basis of why I wanted to trade him. That way, if it pans out, cool. I got him in one league. I just take the L. Depending on what this first round pick in 2027 could be, and then vice versa. So I think I'm covered either way. So I'm not too down on my luck. Yeah,
that's yeah. I'm just looking at now. Um, he definitely yeah. It's like I said. I literally put him on the block, and it was like no time. Like it was like no time had passed, and he sent
hmm
me an offer. So, but it's like I said, he wasn't the only one. It was a couple other people
yeah,
that had hit me up about it. So uh, I'm just looking to see. So I'm just waiting to see if they if they're still interested as far as
hmm
those players go. But yeah, definitely moving along, definitely rolling along. I see some other players that are on the block now. George Kettle, DJ Moore. I think that's Jameson Williams from the
hmm
Lions. Tony Pollard. Uh, yeah, it's
yeah,
it's it's some decent players that are now on that block.
yeah. Most of those are from what Midway Madness too, right? Yeah, I see.
Yeah,
He put those people on the block real quick. See, even some draft picks, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah. I haven't
Uh,
put any picks on the blocks just yet because I feel like
yeah,
I personally feel like I'm gonna need those picks.
yeah. No, I got you. I got you. Yeah, if you want to refresh your team, you got that option to do. Yeah, I'm just waiting to see because I think we got a lot of head coaching changes. We don't know what kind of trades are gonna happen between now and the draft in the
Me too.
NFL. I think that's gonna sway a lot of decisions if you want to go in on the player or not, depending on who comes to the team or who gets cut. So really
Right.
depends. Yeah,
It's definitely one of those things where um you hope that all right, you hope that you're able to make a move. man, I'm just looking now. I'm like, man, I feel like, yeah, I feel like I can make a couple moves.
Yeah.
I think about look at these offers and see how things go. But
Did
the,
you, I was gonna say, ask you, the offers that you had, was there a little back and forth, kind of standstillish? You know what I'm saying? Was there, obviously without divulging too much information, it's just kind of like, oh, I'm just like, I'm interested in Lamar, basically, and kind of get the
um,
conversations or,
one wa- one was the actual offer. The other
hmm
ones were just actual conversations.
got you,
Um,
got you.
so, but it was just like the one offer was, a clear cut. Hey, here's what I'm offering.
I got
Um,
you.
yeah.
Okay, okay.
So,
So you're just letting
yeah,
the letting the dust settle.
yeah, I just want to see what's all gonna happen. How's it gonna happen?
Yeah.
Because I am m- more likely I am looking for draft picks. If I trade away players, it's because I want
hmm
draft picks. I don't want having other players is cool, but
hmm
I'm looking for draft picks just so that I can have enough draft capital.
Yeah, I got you.
So that's my way forward on that end at least.
Makes sense. Okay, okay. So would you say, are you more so on the side of, hey, I'm gonna keep my pick and go Jeremiah Love, or are you more so on the side of, I just don't want the pick and I'm just gonna get some type of haul or future picks or whatever you're trying to do? Are you 50-50? I'm just curious on
Uh,
where's your mind at
I'm
right now, at least.
so like how I mentioned before, I don't want to. So all in all, I don't want Jeremiah Love. Let me just put it out there. I don't.
Oh, okay,
But
okay.
at the same time, it's like I said, I don't want to trade with someone who also doesn't want Jeremiah Love, and then they end up
hmm
getting the player that I actually want. So that's what I'm thinking as far as like if I get Jeremiah Love, and let's
hmm
just say whoever drafts the player that I want,
hmm
I could trade Jeremiah Love for that player and also something else. Like I'm not just gonna.
I got you.
It won't be a one for one swap. Like
I got you.
specifically if they want Jeremiah Love, but like
hmm
in order for me to trade away just the first pick, just straight up, I would have to
hmm
personally, I would have to get a decent haul.
I got you.
So
No, that makes
I
sense.
mean, just because now I'm pretty much saying the person that I want is not going to be there at all.
I got you.
So
Okay. So you already have an idea. We talking rookie draft, you saying. It's a certain person that
yep,
you want in terms of the rookie draft.
yeah, yep.
Okay,
I'm talking
okay.
rookie draft. There's a certain person and like and the person had already declared for the draft, so I know he's going to be
Yeah.
in the
And that
actual draft itself. So
and that. I got you. Okay, okay. Good to know.
yeah,
Well, I guess we got to keep the basically I know we've been in hibernation. Make sure we let the chat know we back live and they, tune in these little
for
tidbits
sure,
too, so they know what's what. But no, that's good to know. I'm
for
curious to see
sure.
what comes of it.
Yeah, because we're gonna have. I feel like it's gonna be plenty of discussions, plenty of back and forth from now until the draft happens. So
hmm
um, it's definitely gonna be one of those interesting things when it comes to kind of like how you said you got a first round 2027, and that's
hmm
like man, that's to me it's like whew, that's giving up not a lot, but like
hmm
you do think about the future as far as like hey. I know for a fact now next year I'm gonna have two first round picks, you
Yeah.
know, and
Yeah.
I feel like having that foresight is actually a great thing because I can't think that far ahead. I'm like, man, I need a
No,
pick
I
now,
got you.
you
I
know,
get it. I get it. No, I feel you. I actually look back at the original draft. Obviously, we only year one in, and I had BTJ as my first round pick. And I'm like, I'm looking at what was behind it. I'm like, man, I could have had Puka. Like, man, even you having Amon Ra, you know what I'm saying? I could have had either one of them and been happier. But
Right.
everything worked out how it's supposed to, you know. I did get a 2027 first. So we'll see what comes of it. I don't know if it's gonna be the level of Puka or Amon Ra, but it's the kind of game you play. I just look back at those certain picks. It was like, man, that one and the Caleb Johnson pick still burns my chest to
Yeah.
this day. But you know you can't win them all.
Yeah. It's definitely one of those things where I feel like looking back is always tough because you're like, man, like I never would have thought that this person had this kind of gear. You know, even
Hmm.
me, even me drafting Stafford. I draft Stafford as a straight backup, but come to find
Hmm.
out, he actually helped me out
If
a little
yeah,
bit. You know, I didn't win a whole lot of
right.
games, but I feel like I could have probably leveraged him trade wise throughout the season.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
I mean, he balled out. So, like nobody gave that dude a shot. And I
Yeah.
mean, I didn't even give him a shot. I drafted him as a
Hmm.
backup to Lamar Jackson. So he
Yeah.
wasn't even a part of the plan.
That's crazy. Because now he in like MVP talks. You know, he
Right.
could. I know between him and Drake May, it seems like, and it looked like he may actually win MVP, but you can't determine that. I blame the social media streets. You know, they was talking all that back injuries and his back not holding up, and he does this. So
And
you
that's
got
what
a
I'm
little
saying.
gem.
Yeah.
You got a gem like that. That's how it goes.
I feel like a lot of people were definitely, talking that noise. And they were saying how Devontae Adams, he went to that team that may not have been a move for him. They were really just kind of going in on him. When it came to Stafford, but now it's all panning out now. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
uh, they're going to the NFC title game, heartbreaker.
Yeah.
But it all panned out. I mean,
Hmm.
he went to the Rams because of Stafford. And Stafford is like you said, balling out MVP season. Puka, he was balling out too. Um, that defense was doing their thing. The running backs really, actually, I think the running backs really don't get enough credit.
Hmm.
Who's it? Williams and Blake Corum.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
So
Yeah.
solid. I
Definitely.
mean,
I think that's starting to be starting to see that's the wave of the league. Having two solid running backs that you can interchange, getting rest. You know, you think about all the little tandems that you see. I feel like the Jameer Gibbs, David Montgomery kind of set the tone early, and a lot of teams are kind of doing that kind of style. You know, having two running backs you can rely on. Of course, one is always the lead, but you got a 1A, 1B situation, and it seems to be
right.
working out. That's kind of the new little system going on.
And even the Bears kind of did too with Swift and
But yeah, Manangar,
yep, a seventh round
yeah,
pick at that. But yeah, he's like the Bears are doing it.
yeah.
I feel like every team is going to need their, it's like you said, 1A, 1B,
Hmm.
two running backs that could do, two different sets, but they do them very well.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I guess I should have kind of saw that as a foresight. Ben Johnson going to the Bears, he was going to take that same 1A, 1B approach. And he should have thought about Mananga. I should have thought in my head, like, maybe that should have been a stash, but not thinking, kind of seeing ahead how the coordinators, well, head coach now, the mentality of it. So,
Yep, and that's the same thing with the tight end, man. Colston Loveland, I think I think I skipped on him
hmm,
because I picked up Sam Laporta, who got hurt.
yeah,
But I just figured, Colston Loveland. I was like, Cole Kmet might be the one to kind of take more of that role. But then Colston Loveland came out of nowhere. I was just like, man,
hmm,
this is crazy. Everybody's talking about this dude being a top five tight end. Like he's only a
yep, yep,
rookie
yep,
right now.
yep. Yeah, he came in, wasting no time. So, But yeah, the Bears seem like they just had to start gelling. Could tell throughout the season. That's what started happening. Utilizing the rookies more. Loveland, of course, Luther Burden started balling. So I think the Bears have a good problem with that receiver room. I'm hearing some talks
Yeah,
about DJ Moore. You got Rome. You got a lot of young upcoming receivers and tight ends. Do you move more now? Do you get some picks? You know what I'm saying? What that look like? I don't know his contract and the money. I have to look
yeah.
at that, but I don't know if you wanna know you want to give a little insight, what you thinking, what's your thoughts?
So I was hearing the same thing about DJ Moore, and
Mm-hmm.
my first reaction was, why would you get rid of somebody who's a veteran in that receiver core
Mm-hmm.
room?
Yeah.
But I started to really, really think about it, and it's like, you know, maybe DJ Moore probably feels like he's not being utilized enough because there's a lot of wide receivers that actually think that way. Like
Mm-hmm.
their team could be doing great, but they're not doing great on the team to their to to their satisfaction. So
Mm-hmm.
he could be looking to move. I mean, and I hate to say it, that last play where he didn't seem like he was really running that route like he should have.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Like
Yep.
I don't know, maybe it could be indication or maybe he just genuinely didn't know. I don't know, but
Yeah. Never know. Yeah.
I feel like DJ Moore getting moved, it's gonna be a lot of mixed feelings, right? Because he has done a lot for us, but at the same time, like you said, our receiving core room is actually pretty solid. We actually got
Mm-hmm.
old buddy, what's his name? Uh, Zacharias, Zacharias.
Yep. Yep.
I don't know. He's on my
Oh yeah,
team,
the
but
receiver.
like
Yep. Yep.
yeah, he. I mean, he played well in a couple games. I just feel like
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like if we could move DJ Moore, yeah, for a second, a third round pick, that's
Mm-hmm.
fine. I mean, it sucks, but it is what it is. We got him in a haul, so
Yep. Yep.
he was extra when it comes to that. So
Yeah. Still super crazy to look at that trade in the hall. Caleb Williams, all the picks that it became.
Caleb Williams,
But yeah,
Darnell Wright, Stevenson.
yeah,
I mean, it was like two or
super
three other
crazy,
players. Like
super
I
crazy.
just feel like that was such a great move at that time that a lot of fans were like they were wondering why like we don't know what those draft picks are going to be like, yada yada yada.
Hmm.
Now let's fast forward to the future, and it just looks like one of the greatest moves that
Right.
that Ryan Poles has done. I mean,
Hmm.
you know, it's all about trusting the process. I think,
Yeah.
uh, which I feel like Caleb falling in our lap, with the year and us having that pick. I mean, that's all luck. 'Cause,
Yes.
it
Yes.
could have just as easily have been not Caleb, and now it's like who we gonna draft. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
you know,
It was a year.
you know,
It was a year right on time. Because you had
yeah,
not to cut you off. The the Panthers. Obviously the Panthers got in the playoffs this year. Bryce Young, they kind of at least gelling. The Bears could have had their
yep,
pick when they did that. Of course, he had one more terrible season and gave him Caleb Williams. This could have been their season last year. So, like you said, it's all
right,
about the how it falls and works out. So,
yeah. It's definitely gonna be an interesting next year, but more particularly because of all the rookies that are going to be coming in, how they're going to impact those teams, how they're going to impact the teams with coaches.
hmm.
John Harbaugh, right now going to the Giants. I feel like the people that have picked up Jackson Dart, that picked up Cam Scatterboo,
Hmm.
who drafted Neighbors. It was who had to pick before you because
Oh, that
Neighbors
was
got picked up first, right?
yeah, right before. Yep, and it was actually Wolf. Um,
Yeah. So
actually Nick.
so so
What's the other brother? Yep. So yeah,
Yeah, so
that's how
neighbors
it
getting
goes.
hurt, right? But now when you look at it like, okay, he got hurt, cool. This now upcoming year with John Harbaugh, I think they're going to be a
Mm-hmm.
completely different team.
Yeah.
attitude wise.
Mm.
But yeah, that's a lot of players now, or it's a lot of teams now, with those players. Like it's gonna be, we're gonna have to see how certain teams bounce back, how certain teams kind of keep that, keep that train going. San
Mm-hmm.
Francisco, for example, I feel like they always get hurt. So now it's like, well, do I even want anybody on that San Francisco team? Because the
Right.
team might do well, but the player who I pick up might be hurt.
Right. And they got conspiracy injuries going on now anyway, so that's another
I I,
that's another
I saw
discussion
that
in
too, and
itself.
I couldn't even
Uh,
believe it, but I saw that too. But yeah, we
yeah.
could definitely talk about that at
Yeah.
another time.
Yeah, that's very
But
interesting.
yeah, we could wrap it up right here. We definitely got a lot more content, for you guys. So definitely stay tuned. This is just the tip of the iceberg, as they say.
Hmm.
But yeah, we are back. We are now ready to roll into the dynasty off season, as they say.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, signing off. As always, appreciate y'all. Um, stay tuned in for the latest updates. We will sometime divulge a little bit of insider knowledge, as they say.
Hmm.
So,
Yep.
all right, anything you gotta say?
No, man. Well, stay tuned, everybody. Look forward to the next recording. So we'll be right back locked in.
All right, Midwest Dynasty Kings out.